Alrighty, let's go, baby. Let's go. It is officially Friday night. Let me turn the volume down here. I'll get this together at some point. Man, what an honor and a privilege it is to be here with you all tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, November, right? How about that? November. Yeah, and I know it's a little darker and maybe a little not clear tonight. I don't know. Could be the weather. Anyways, welcome to Friday Night Mic Drop. Ryan Pelton, the Ryan Files right here. Thank you so much for joining. Let me see if I can get the comments on the screen here. And if I can't. I'll just wear glasses or something. It's been a crazy week, man. So we got our what do you call it? We got the Christmas show is going on right now. We started today, Legends in Concert, the Christmas show. Man, it's weird celebrating Christmas this early in the year. I don't know why I can't get the comments up. No big deal. Hold on. I don't know why I can't get the comments up. Anyways, let's see. Deneen, hello. Heather, hello. Julie, hello. Ann, hello. Sarah, hello. Brenda Castleberry. Are you new? I think you might be. Julie, of course, hello. Margaret, hello. Let's see, Deneen, Ann. Okay, yeah, I appreciate y'all coming out. Thank you so much. We just started this one right here is a nut. Anyways, I'll get to her in a second. We just started the Christmas show. Interesting. Man, the Christmas show is unlike anything else. I mean, you go all year and you just don't do this kind of stuff. So when it's time to go, man, it's like the only time of the year I get nervous. Not nervous, just like worried. There's so much to it. The songs are different, and just trying to make sure you get the lyrics right and everything. So a lot of stress, actually. I was surprised at how stressed I was today. But we got through it, and that's awesome. So we're just going to be able to continue it now and start honing in, if you will, on things. As far as Finn goes, I don't know what the deal is, but she has become uber needy over the past, always has been a little bit, but like over the past week and a half, just uber needy, has to be around me. If I'm paying attention to something other than her, it's an issue. Isn't that right, Finn? She headbutts my hand, so I'll pet her. It's awesome, but... And what did you guys think of her appearance on the last episode at the beginning? Man, I just did that like last minute. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to see if I can make this happen. And it didn't take that long, actually. I went into the bedroom and got her. She was sleeping. I sat right beside me here. I have my Christmas tree box. And I brought it out of the storage closet and set it up so it's tall, and there's a green screen obviously behind me, and you can still see it. a little bit in the corners there. But I set her up on it and just had a. And that's all it took, man. And I thought it was awesome. She's so funny, and she loves the screen, and she loves glasses too. She pulls them right off my face sometimes if I don't pay attention to her. I'll be working on an episode on the computer. I'll be like this, and she'll just walk right up to me, and she won't scratch me, but she'll grab them right off my face. It's funny. Anyway, yeah, and it's it's becoming a. It's not a problem, but it is it's so destructive. Kitties can destroy some stuff. I'll tell you that. Finn, you're gonna shock yourself. You can't bite those wires. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, nice lineup for the Christmas show. It's good to have Doug Bruin back, Sean Barker back. Of course, you've seen both of them on the Ryan Files. Karen Hester. I think it was America's Got Talent. She won that. Or no, the next best tribute artist, whatever it was, she won that. She's awesome. As Dolly Parton. So yeah, we got a good lineup. And of course the Blues Brothers. And the Blues Brothers are half of my gospel quartet for my set, which is all gospel. So I love it. It's awesome. Sarah, hello again. Christine, Linda Wilkerson, haven't seen you in a while. I'm going to send. Are you still going to send the Ryan Files t-shirt? Yes, I will. Just been busy. Hey Jill, how you doing? Yeah, Karen Hester's awesome. So everything's going great. We had a great episode to kind of wrap up year one. And I've been so busy, I haven't even looked. Let's take a look here, what we've got. All right. 992 subscribers. I tell you what, if I'm sorry, but man, if there's not a little bit of shadow banning or something going on, it's unbelievable to me. It really is. Clash of the cover bands. That's right, Amy. That's what it was. So, yeah, there's some sort of a weird thing going on. But you know what? Eventually, if what's cool is the people that have subscribed are like genuine subscribers. They're not fake accounts and all that. And you do have that out there. There's a lot of that out there. Right now, I could make 8 fake accounts and get 1,000, but that's not the way I'm going to do it. Because you have to overcome some of these obstacles, and that's what we're doing, and we will. And I've got a lot of people message me, and by the way, thank you very much. John Jeffords gave a beautiful tip. You didn't have to do that, but thank you, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I know they just texted me and they're down doing some racing thing, which is awesome. So thank you. But it's, this is like, now it's become a battle of will, and I hate to say it, but I'm stubborn. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, it's just been so busy. I didn't have time to figure everything out tonight. Like you can see me right here, probably about a 30-second delay. I'm watching that to be able to watch me, but I shouldn't really actually be able to, I shouldn't be watching this because I'm actually watching me here. This is for me to be able to watch your comments, but for some reason I don't know how to get the comments up here tonight. So I'm watching them here, but I need glasses to do it. So all that makes sense. I don't know. All right, let's go see if anyone said anything. Hey, Kate, how you doing? Nay, W. Remember, comments for engagement helps grow channel. Yep. Commenting helps grow the channel. Thank you, Nay. We need more comments, apparently. Penn Peak's going to be great. I have bought everyone's airline ticket except my own. I still have to do that, so I might do that tonight. Isn't that funny how these things work? Yeah. Fred Slack. Yep. Fred, Joe Scamacci will be at Penn Peak backing up the vocals along with Amy Pelton, and that'll be awesome. So she will be there. Hey, all. They're in Texas, John Jefferson, Texas. Just got a new job, too. Generac. That's awesome news. Awesome, John. Heather Lee B. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. What was I going to say? So, and it was in the wrong place. I'm going to get better at this. I will. But the last episode, the little notes, hey, check out this, or, check out this video or whatever. Those are at the bottom. I needed to move my messaging up a little bit higher. It said next. And I've already interviewed David Lee. If you don't know, David Lee is an ultimate winner and just spent 2 months with him here in Branson, where he was performing as Conway Twitty. Very great human being, awesome guy. I've known him for years. So he will be on the podcast very shortly, but not this coming week. And I told him straight up, I was like, hey, listen, I know we got this material, and he's out of town though. So but I do have the interview already. But I said, I don't want to drop your interview on election night. So I didn't. And that's not what we're doing. But the week after will be definitely David Lee. Awesome story. Awesome dude. Awesome story. So it surprised me about some things. Like, we kind of started doing this at the same time, and just some interesting things. So yeah, check it out. If you're an Elvis fan or entertainment fan, or just a fan of good human beings, check it out. Yeah, but this week, I was struggling. I was like, well, I don't want to do anything. We've got the election, and people are going to probably, if I know the way people are, they're going to be tuned into that, as they should be. I think that's great. Very good. Brenda Castleberry. I love David Lee. I came to your show just to see him, but now I know you too. Very cool, Brenda. Awesome. Yeah, David's awesome. He's a great human being. Great entertainer too. Well, Heather Lee B. Don't think about it. Action. Here's one of the best. He is one of the best human beings. Yes, good Christian dude. It's awesome. Well, he was doing his Conway show, Christine, at Legends in Concert, and I don't know. I mean, but I would imagine he's going to be coming back and probably working other places, because people ate him up. They ate him up because he's really good on a stage, but he's also a good human being, and over the year has really built up a lot of equity with fans, and they love him, man. And it's an awesome thing. We talk about it too. It's kind of interesting. So, on sale today for Wind Creek. Okay. Fred, what are the dates for the Three Kings in Bethlehem? That's in January, I know. I think it's myself and Cody Ray and Sean Clush, I think. Linda, let me see here. Subscribe. Hope it helps. Yes, everybody that can subscribe, it's a big, huge deal. I thought that was interesting. I went into the data, and, this is on me. But literally only a third of the people who are regular watchers are subscribed to the channel. And I don't know why that is. I mean, maybe it's like people don't know how to do it. But the bottom line is, if you have a Gmail account as your email account, you have a YouTube account under that email address name, all right? It's really, if you just find someone who knows to help you out. All you have to do is hit subscribe. Usually in all the videos, down at the bottom right-hand corner, which for you guys would be right here, right here. I don't know about live videos, but definitely episodes. Right down here, it says YouTube, it says subscribe. And you hit that, and you can subscribe. Pretty easy. So hopefully, hopefully, yeah, you do that. And now I know why the TV, I can't do the comments, and I'm not going to change it tonight. Boy, I'm as dumb as I look. I say that all the time to Amy. I say, man, babe, I'm as dumb as I look. And she goes, babe, you're not that dumb. Which is funny. So, anyways, yeah, this upcoming week's episode is going to be something. I thought it was appropriate to do something election related, but yet not political. Very difficult. And as I started just going down a rabbit trail of research, something that I've looked into in the past, there's been some options. There was options that came up. I could go this direction. I could go that direction. I could go this direction. And I am going to go this direction for an episode down the road, and I am going to go this direction for an episode down the road. But I think the best way to handle a once in every 4-year election, presidential election Tuesday and Tuesday night episode release is to go down the route we're going to go down. We're going to be talking a little bit about how a lot of people say that politics divide us, which would be true if you were just to look at things from a very basic view. But if you looked at the why behind that, you would realize real quick that there are people making huge amounts of money, vast fortunes off of our division. And the people that are doing that is mainly this just huge media empire of mainstream media and, social media. So I'm going to present this episode and hopefully not get shadow banned even more or kicked off. But everything I'm saying is just simple truth, simple fact. You research it all yourself. But it might change your outlook on some things. Whenever you step back and you realize the truth that, I know I was brought up to grow up to be like, hey, you need to watch the news so that you can be informed, an informed citizen. Everybody heard that, right? At some point. That's not the way the world works anymore. It's not. In the 1990s, there were well over 50 companies that were controlling all the different media outlets, from, newspapers to television to the news, the radio, broadcast, all that, like 50 companies. So you were getting a diverse view, okay? And some leaned right, some leaned left, and you had this combative nature. And there were some things that happened with some legislation in 1996 that basically made it smarter for these companies to kind of consolidate. And in the early 2000s, we went from 50 companies to like just 9 media companies controlling all the media, newspapers, radio, television, all that. And then here we are today with basically five companies. And these 5 companies not only can, they're the show, but some of these companies control opposing viewpoint outlets. Think about that. So let's say I am a media mogul and I just throwing out hypothetical names. Let's say I own Fox News and CNN. Okay? And there are examples of this, not that specific example, but that's just the most basic thing that we can throw out there that everyone understands what I'm saying. Fox News, CNN. Well, if the same person is owning that, it becomes apparent really quick that the interest isn't in the news or the narrative. The interest is in making money. And that's a thing. That's a thing that people don't realize, that they need to wake up to and understand and realize. We don't live in a world anymore where news is the truth and the whole truth. We live in a world where the media is trying to make a profit. And how they make a profit is by dividing us and getting one side riled up versus the other. It's pretty amazing. So if you want to, check it out, tune in, because I don't believe that politics is really what divides us. I believe it's the media that is using things like politics to divide us. And certainly the government has a hand in this too. You know, the phrase divide and conquer, well, that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. And there's some really interesting things. This is one that you should tune into and share with everyone you know. Older people, for example, my folks believe that they need to watch the news to be informed about what's going on, but they're only being told part of the story. People my age need to understand, people that, were brought up early on or in the social media world, understanding how social media is really not just our friend, and how it is literally addictive, like a drug, and how it is literally creating this feedback loop where all that we're hearing is this echo chamber of what we believe is what we're being fed, so that we like it, and then we keep on going, and this is all based upon your likes and your scrolls and your clicks and everything. And all that information is being collected by these social media companies and being sold for profit that you'll never see. Meanwhile, you can't say a lot of things, probably even this, without getting shadow banned or deleted, cut off. We all know what happened in 2020. So tune in for that, because it's not about politics. It's not about politics. As Amy Pelton said, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Diania Gray, hello, how you doing? It's good to have you. Janine, people subscribe. You must, yeah. It's a real simple thing. Just subscribe. Diana Gray, Trump 2024. All right. No to Trump 2020, and that's the cool thing. I have my political beliefs, and believe me, they've changed over the years. Man, when I was younger, I was a certain way, and I was fervent about it. Didn't outcast anyone because of it, but and as I get older, things have kind of changed. I think that socially things have changed too. I think that we've seen the center of politics kind of move in one direction or another. But here's the deal. Anybody who has like these fervent opinions about politics, just watch what they're actually doing is repeating the same things that they are being literally fed through the news. And it's coming from a company that is feeding it for a profit. And that same company also owns this company who is on the other side of the political aisle. And this side is going to present something that combats this. So we get two people or two opposing views, and they're igniting it. They're igniting it. And because we're not awake to what's really going on, I mean, they're literally, if you think about it, it's almost like abuse. They're getting people riled up, which who have these strong opinions so strongly that families can't even celebrate Thanksgiving anymore. Not because, Uncle Harry did this or whatever. No, it's because, I'm liberal and Uncle Harry is conservative. And by God, he's evil. Why do I say he's evil? I've known him my whole life. Well, I was told on the news that the way he believes makes him evil. And rather than think for myself, I'm just going to take that all in. And I'm really going to just continue that narrative. Meanwhile, I've lost family members in half of society, while this media mogul who's controlling both sides of the story and you is making a profit. Isn't it crazy? Have the temerity and have the self-control and the intelligence and really honestly just the ability to step back and understand, like, we're all in this human race together. All right. We didn't hate each other like we do now 15 years ago, 20 years ago. No. This is something that's come out more lately, and it's fueled by media. And there's other things that happened very clearly in like 2012. The United States all of a sudden was able to use propaganda on its own citizens. It's true. That was a bill that was signed in 2012. We used to only be able to do it in other countries to combat other countries. 12, that changed. And now our government, its own citizens. Something's not right. So tune in into the episode. Just keep an open mind, because I've made sure that I stayed out of the political take one side or the other. I don't have any interest in doing that, because I really believe that we're all together. We're just being used to make money. And the way you make money is you divide people, make strong opinions, have them oppose each other. It's kind of crazy. So tune in. Let's look at some comments. Here we go. Yeah, I think people forget that you don't have to agree on everything. You're right. You don't have to agree on everything, including politically. Yes, you can still be kind human beings with each other. This is what has changed since I've been a kid. Yeah, Brenda Castleberry, very good point. And it's ironic. That's what you see. That's what you see in what's happening with Hurricane Helene, the people in the mountains, where all of a sudden social media is cut off, no communication. They have to actually communicate with each other instead of like, hey, I'm going to talk to you like this, or over social media or whatever. And all that you know about a person anymore is their best life, which is what their Facebook post or Instagram post is. Hey, look at me. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? It's like, what has happened? What's really scary is once we really dive into it, there is a little bit of me that is worried. Have we come beyond the point of no return? And we'll dive in. We'll take a look at that. But I believe in human beings. I do. Not all of them. And certainly not corporations, but individuals I can believe in. And when you also, like, a lot of this is based upon greed. And you start thinking about the millions, billions, trillions of dollars invested and involved in all this. It's no wonder someone like me would be shadow banned, or, not put out there for people to see or whatever. So very interesting. We'll get into it. But everyone on both sides of the political aisle, please come to this episode with an open mind and understand that I have zero agenda whatsoever when it comes to this. I don't know who's going to win the election. It's interesting. I think it's going to be close. I hope and pray that there's no craziness on either side. I hope that there's complete transparency when it comes to ballots and counting and all that stuff. And just the best thing you could do, especially maybe after questions that were brought up in last election and many elections before, by the way, let's not lose sight of the fact that, remember back in, what was it, 2000, whatever, George Bush Jr. And Al Gore. Remember the Chads, the hanging Chads down in Florida, and they had to do a recount, and it turned out the recount showed that George won, Bush won. So very interesting. Very interesting. And those two gentlemen, ironically enough, both were part of the Skull and Bones secret society in college. Well, that's for another day. So, anyways, a couple cool things, and then I'll let you get out of here. I know it's late. Everyone wants to have an amazing Friday night. Let me just read some. It's a sad case of divide and conquer. That's what it is, and yeah, and social media definitely did add to that. Absolutely. Yeah, and too many offended people, and like I'm not trying not to offend anyone. I would like people to just open up. You remember we used to have debates, and we used to be able to raise questions, just ask questions. We saw, man, and if you don't think that this is a a movement, then you need to wake up, because we saw a lot of things happen in 2020 that took away our freedoms. A freedom based upon companies, internet companies, that say they have the right to shut you down, but you can't say anything to them because you're either you're either hurting their freedom of speech or their freedom of press. Okay, that's what they say, and so meanwhile, our government is like not, and they're getting paid off too through lobbyists. We'll get into all that in the episode, but the big question is, well, how do we control these social media? Well, we can't, because if we do this, it's their freedom of the press. They have the freedom of the press, and they have a right, freedom of speech too. They're allowed to control what they want to control because they're a business. Meanwhile, the humans out there, the U.S. citizens, you and me and everybody else, we're the ones who our freedom of speech is literally jeopardized, and we can't say what we want to say for fear that we'll get closed down, shut down, eliminated, banned. We'll put a content warning on whatever we have to say. It's blatantly in our face and obvious, and it's never been fixed or addressed after the things that happened in 2020, even though now stuff is coming out that shows that some of the opposition was valid. And I'm not even taking one side or the other on that. I'm just saying I am taking a side on, we used to be able to have opinions about things and debate things, and now we can't. And I think a large part of that, when it comes to things that happened in 2020, is simply because there was a lot of money, once again, greed, a lot of money to be made by certain companies that, pharmaceutical companies. And they definitely had their claws into lobbying to make sure that certain narratives were shut down because they wanted to sell product and make a lot of money. And guess what they did? They made a fortune. Interesting. All right. Let me see here. All right. So get out here. I'll let you get out of here. We say, but this is where I want to be. Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome. We're all different for a reason. That's absolutely true. Treat others with respect. Do unto others that you'd have them do unto you. Right? Yeah. And then finally, here we go. So if you remember the episode with Hurricane Helene, episode 52, I believe it was 52. There was a couple segments from Fitz News with Andy Fancher. And I reached out to them. I wanted to have him on. Interesting fellow. And he got a hold of me yesterday. I was in the middle of rehearsals and everything. I wrote back to him late. I felt bad late last night. Because that was the first time I really had a chance to deal with it. And I hope to hear from him because I'd like to get him back on the Ryan Files, and we can just sit down and really discuss some things. Because I believe that he's a young guy with some insight. And I'd like to just, see what's going on behind that face of his and, pick his brain, honestly, about some things. Helene, but also certainly some other things. So, hopefully we can get Andy Fancher on. Yeah, that's about it, man. I hope you have some amazing, just like an amazing Friday night. I don't know what's going to happen on Tuesday, folks. I really don't. I pray, man. I pray with all my heart that it is not what So many people are out there saying it could be fear mongering. I don't believe it will be. I don't. But I will say this: it's on each of us. It is our responsibility now. Now. We had excuses in the past for maybe this blowing by us, but we all have a responsibility now to watch what happens. To watch what happens and to evaluate it from our own perspective and not buy into everything we're being told from either side of the aisle. Okay? We can't afford to do this anymore. All right? Think of the things that took place during the Donald Trump administration. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff happened. I mean, cities were taken over and it was allowed. Where is the rule of law? That's what this nation was founded upon. And to a degree, it's continued in some places. To a degree. But there was a difference when Joe Biden was elected. And why is that? Why if the country is literally like, that was the most votes ever that he got. It was also the most votes ever a Republican got when Donald Trump lost to Joe Biden. Well, there wasn't a lash, whatever you call it, a year after year of everything going on. Just be aware of what you're watching and where it's coming from and why it's being highlighted and how. And just know that no matter what it is, someone's presenting this to make money. Period. There is no more news in terms of, now there is news, there's independent outlets and things like that you can really search for, but there is no independent really news anymore. This is for-profit news. So I'm going to tell you what gets you riled up so I can benefit from it, make a living, or make a massive living. My advertisers don't like what this politician is pushing, so it's going to be our job, because they're paying us billions of dollars, millions of dollars, whatever. It's our job to shut it down. Okay? That's what it is anymore. And it's very out in the open, actually. And once the veil gets lifted, you'll see it. So hopefully this week that'll happen, and maybe together, we can figure out. It really does. It only takes a small little bit of people who understand it, because the biggest power everyone has is that ability to not to think for yourself, rather than just fall into the trap of being, reciting, in the echo chamber what they're telling you to think. They are afraid of that. It's a big power to be able to be an independent thinker. It really is it's a strong thing. And we all have the ability to do it. We all have the ability to do it. And we've gone through enough that it's time for people to literally, and I say wake up. I'm not saying, hey, wake up, man. No, I'm just saying, like, it's understandable that we've gone through this and, like, we've held on to old traditions, like my folks, they want to be, a responsible citizen and know what's going on, so they'll listen to the news. The only thing is the news has changed. The news has changed. It's for profit. It's not to tell you the whole story. It's to divide you and conquer you. And we can see that it's been happening. And if we don't wake up, we might reach a point of no return. So, all that being said, I love you guys. Thank you so much. It's Friday night. Whatever you're doing, go do it and have some amazing fun. I think that I am going to make a chicken pot pie tonight, homemade, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. it's been a great week, man. It's been a great week. I love you guys. Thank you so much. If you get a chance, like I said, subscribe. We have, and it's so funny this week, like this shadow banning thing is real. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to think about it, because I'll go to my website, or I'll go to YouTube, and at one moment, a video, will have 110 likes. And I'll refresh the page and it will have 86. And I'll refresh the page again and it will have 103. I'll refresh it again and it'll have 120. Something's going on. And I mean, I can't believe that how easy it was to get 1,000 subscribers on my Blake Rain channel, and then like we can't get 1,000. And 1,000's a point where you can start advertising and using all these different tools, So, well, let's not let this guy get 1,000. So I figured, you know what? Let's just, if we're not going to get 1,000, let's just tell the truth about some things and maybe get some people to wake up and, one way or another, we're going to do this right. I appreciate you, folks. If you have any thoughts or suggestions about episodes or whatnot, the Ryan Pelton Files at gmail.com. Get a hold of me. But until then, just be awesome, man, and be kind, especially now in this day and age, man. That's the other thing that really puts a little dampener on things, is whenever people are understanding and kind, especially to strangers, people they don't even know. People don't know what to do. It's awesome. So let's be that, all right? I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing Friday night. I'll see you Tuesday. And good luck out there. And whatever happens, let's just pray together that whoever is elected is a leader that is guided by the good Lord Almighty, and brings about some change in this country that is for the better, because we need it.